Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Just a quick reminder that mandatory camp will start next week, and we will be covering all of the drama that unfolds with that and all of the updates and training when that comes around and who shows up for it. We know Lamar Jackson's going to show up for it, obviously, but Kyle Van Noy has not been seen in the OTAs yet, so we'll monitor that as well. But let's dive right into it, okay? So Travis Jones gave an update on his contract, which is nothing. He didn't give an update on anything on his contract. He just said that that's the last thing on his mind right now. He's a free agent next season. But he just wants to play ball and be better at his craft. He had mentioned that he wants to be more of a vocal leader on this team and wants to be able to be a very big contributing factor in this Ravens defense, especially after the ankle injury setback that he had last season. So this is great to hear from Travis that he wants to be able to, have that kind of like a redemption season for him where he's able to be a huge contributor to this Ravens defense, especially with Michael Pierce retiring. So good to hear that Travis is up and well and motivated harder than ever to be able to be on that Ravens field and be able to be a contributing factor on this defense. Moving on, Malachi Starks spoke to the media after OTAs as well. He mentioned how he loves the input he's receiving and he knows that he has a ways to go. He loves being around the veterans, learning from them, learning from their craft and putting it more into his. He already had his first practice interception in OTA so far as a Raven, so you know that he's definitely been able to take a lot of that knowledge in and use it well. DB coach, Chuck Pagano texted him at 5 o'clock in the morning to talk about film. Starks loves stuff like that. He said he loves being on a team that really cares no matter what time of the day it is. I mean, personally, if I'm going to coach text me at 5 a.m., it's something really important or it has something to do with exploiting an opposing offense. So you know that he is really honing in his craft and really being brought up to speed on how this Ravens defense works. Love to see the enthusiasm from Starks and can't wait for him to be on that field in the first regular season game. Moving on, Leonte Wester could be the OTA standout. He has had a great performance in training so far. He has shown great snapback motions and speed bursts. So this is really promising for him, especially if he's going to be taking some reps as wide receiver. I know that he's been, mentioned as the Ravens' newest special teams returner, but this is promising in the run for him to be one of the wide receivers that Lamar Jackson throws to. So please, John Harbaugh, put him in that lineup for wide receiver and special teams returner. I think that Wester is a diamond in the rough character. He has shown a lot of promise in OTAs, and hopefully he brings that promise more into mandatory training camp next week and into this offseason. I would love to see if get a few catches in the preseason to show us on what he can do before the regular season starts. I think that we will see that out of him, and it's just great to see that he's been able to adapt pretty well into his role, not just as a returner but as a wide receiver. He's shown us what he was able to do at Colorado under Deion Sanders, being thrown to Shedeur Sanders, and being able to hopefully be a part of this Ravens offensive scheme. So great to see that Wester is looking like the OTA standout, and really hoping that he's able to take a few reps as wide receiver. Moving on, here is the I've said previously that I'm done trying to butt heads here. Like, but this is out of control. Like, I'll always defend Lamar Jackson no matter what the case. But I really, this is just sad at this point. This is pathetic. So Chris Sims went live on air and he said, and quote, "I still don't condone Lamar Jackson not being there at OTAs. There are little things I look at that get you over that hump. I don't understand that as being a leader of the Ravens." This is just like, this is just, pointing fingers at this point. This discriminatory at this point. They're just trying to find anything that they can point that Lamar Jackson is doing wrong and exploit that. Lamar Jackson doesn't have to be at OTAs. Nobody has to be at OTAs except for the rookies. None of the veterans have to be at OTAs. Kyle Van Noy hasn't shown up. Kyle Hamilton's popped in and out. Lamar Jackson was there for a couple days. It mind boggles me that these people, media outlets try so hard to exploit Lamar Jackson. Where's the scrutiny with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts? They haven't been full participants in their practices. Why aren't we exploiting them? But instead, it's all on Lamar. Lamar doesn't have to be at OTAs. He has to be at mandatory training camp, and he did show up for a couple days at OTAs, just to, be a part, get back into a groove a little bit. And he has worked off the record, quote unquote, just off the record, with Zay Flowers, Bateman, Likely, all these guys in his own time. He doesn't need to be at OTAs to prove that he's looking for a Super Bowl. He's motivated to get to that point and win that point. So I'm just getting so sick and tired of this. Chris Sims, I hope tomorrow, and this is extremely low for me. I hope tomorrow, you're just walking in the office, you see something about Lamar, you're about to exploit it again, and you stub your toe right before you go live on air. I hope that I don't wish any injury on anyone, but go stub your toe. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Just go with the stupidity that this statement is about Lamar. Lamar Jackson is one of the hardest workers on the Ravens, and he will show up when he's ready to show up for practice. He doesn't have to do for OTAs. He will come in for mandatory training camp, and it'll be like business as usual. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. I will catch you all later.